A candlelight vigil being held in the East End, honoring those whose lives were cut short in Tumbler Ridge in the mass shooting earlier on this week. The ceremony got underway around 6:30 at the Alex Christie Bandstand in Kew Gardens. That's in the Beaches near Queen Street and Lee Avenue. Now, there were people invited to come show their support for the town and the people in it in the wake of one of the deadliest shootings in Canada's history. And CTV's Natalie Johnson was at the vigil, joining us now live with the reaction that she saw as this is wrapping up. Now, Natalie, I see behind you the victims' photos on display, and I'm sure a somber affair.
Absolutely, Andrew. A very solemn affair here tonight, a touching tribute to the victims of the Tumbler Ridge shooting. Of course, one of the worst in this country's history. This tragedy may have happened provinces away, but the grief has been felt in communities right across Canada, including here in the Beaches. I'm going to bring in Dr. Joanna Carlo, who is the director of the Beach BIA, who supported this tribute here tonight. Dr. Carlo, talk to me about the Beach community coming out to support another tight-knit community on the other side of the country.
Yeah, you mentioned the geographic distance that seems to divide us right now. Grief in itself can be isolating. We're a small community, Tumbler Ridge, a small community. When these events happen, they ripple through our schools, our stores, our neighborhood, and they are deeply felt here. So for us to come together as a community by way of solidarity, to show respect, to have Tumbler Ridge feel held tonight by our space, it's what we would hope would bring them some comfort, some peace. So this is a special time, it's a special place to be out in a shared public space, to be surrounded by the lives who are lost, to recognize that 27 people are still in recovery. There are people who support them as well. To just know that across Canada, I know in so many small communities, the vigils are the same. They're in our thoughts and in our hearts, and I hope they feel that tonight.
Tumbler Ridge is such a remote region, and yet there are connections of people from that part of the country, even right here in this neighborhood. One of the members of your BIA, a shop owner here on Queen Street, grew up there. And so for you, this is about being able to support your members in a time of need as well.
It is. The Beach BIA, as we know, we support members, we advocate, we maintain the public realm. When one of our members has a need, has a request, we respond, and this is one of the ways to respond, to help support, to create the space, to work with the city, which we're grateful to help us to expedite a permit for the space. You know, the little side things that maybe we don't think of. You know, there was a nice community policing presence here tonight to just help us, again, hold the space, and all respectful and coming together. And so, you know, as well, it's just nice to see when we're able as an organization to serve the members, but also serve the community. And we all contribute in so many ways, in our own unique ways, but to come together and to create that support network for the larger community, I think gives us all a sense of peace and belonging.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We'll send it back to you, Andrew. The vigil has now wrapped up, but again, members of the Beaches community coming together, standing strong to show their support for the families who are grieving in Tumbler Ridge. Back to you.
That's Natalie Johnson in the Beaches reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Natalie.